Viktor Gyokeres has finally come up and spoken about his future. And when I talk about his future, I mean what? He obviously came up and spoken about his next club where he's obviously going to be playing football at, because he has been linked to very many clubs. You can talk about Arsenal. You can talk about very many other clubs that are really in here. But the guy has come up and obviously had something to say about this. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Virgil van Dijk has come up and obviously had something to say about signing his contract with Liverpool, or extending his contract with Liverpool. And then Ansu Fati has finally gone ahead, obviously get a start into his next into the game or the team of Barcelona. Remember, he has not been starting games if at all have been following him up, and rumors were like he's obviously gonna be sold. But the manager today has come up and obviously said, all right, let me give you something and really prove to me that you're really worth playing at the team of Barcelona. So we thank everyone who has obviously gone ahead to subscribe to this channel, obviously gave us the best of the best in here. And this is Rokani David. Continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers. And you know that one by one makes a bundle. Even a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step, and that step was already taken years ago, and we are now at 26,000, and we are soon hitting 30,000 subscribers. So guys, please continue to subscribe by supporting this channel to the fullest. Remember, Gyökeres came out to speak or make this speech that I'm obviously going to show you after scoring a hat-trick on Friday. That is 18th this month, and he scored the first goal in the 12th minute, second goal was scored in the 25th minute, and the third goal was scored in the 52nd minute. And that is Viktor Gyökeres for you, sending a message to every team that wants him that this is the time you are supposed to sign me, because in the summer you felt like I was not worth that amount of money, but right now Sporting Lisbon wants a very limited fee, as Fabrizio Romano tells us. Now, Fabrizio Romano first told us the price of this player before he really told us what the player said via Sport TV Portugal. Gyökeres can leave Sporting Lisbon for around 65 to 70 million euros package with add-ons in the summer. That's the price that Sporting Lisbon have gone ahead obviously put onto the head of Gyökeres. And Gyökeres himself said after banging in a hat-trick that my future, no one can predict what will happen. We enjoy the moment. Agreement with the Sporting Lisbon to lower. He was asked agreement with the Sporting Lisbon to lower 100 million euro clause. I can't say anything about that, he told Sporting. So he's like, he cannot predict his future. He's just enjoying the moment. And when asked about Sporting Lisbon taking a cut onto the 100 million euros, he said, I can't say anything about that. And you know, all that is confidential, and the player is not supposed to obviously utter anything about it. That is Viktor Gyökeres for you. So as it stands, Viktor Gyökeres is not speaking about his future, but when Fabrizio Romano comes and tells you that the player is up for sale for 70 or 60 million euros, just get to know Fabrizio Romano is the biggest fly on the wall. The same applies to David Austin, told us that it's time for this player to leave. And even for Sporting Lisbon, they also know that this is the last time that they'll have a huge offer from any team. Remember, they bought him for peanuts from Coventry City, and when he came in through at Coventry, when he came in through at Sporting Lisbon, they had a sell-on clause, that is Coventry, and they said if he obviously comes in through and puts in a very big shift or not, when they sell him, the player will go and Coventry City will see themselves earn 15 million euros. That is it. So this is the guy known as Gyökeres. He left Sporting Lisbon in the summer of 2021. He joined Sporting Lisbon in the summer of 2021, and ever since then the rest has been history for the lad. He has gone ahead to score very many goals in there, and everyone is like, this is the guy to see to it that everyone looks after him. So this guy is just 26 years of age, and in June he's making 27. he has matured, he has all the attributes to obviously take a club like Arsenal where they want to be. And I don't want this statement that has been given out by this guy, obviously, to really shock the people at Arsenal. You understand? Because him saying that he doesn't know anything about his future, that's a lie. I tell you, that's a lie. You understand? He knows exactly where he's going because his agents and entourage were at the Emirates when Arsenal was humbling a team known as Real Madrid. So they were there and they did the needful. And we all know to it that after all this, Coventry will earn that money when it's held, and Coventry have a chance to obviously, Gyokeres has a chance to play his former side in the English league known as Coventry. If at all Coventry goes ahead to really see themselves win just one game out of the two left to go and play into the playoffs. Remember, Leeds and Burnley have already gone ahead to qualify for the Premier League next season, and now Sheffield, Sunderland, Bristol City, and Coventry, maybe Middlesbrough is also into the mix, can come and play into what we call the playoffs that will be played at I think the playoffs will be played at their home and away, and then the two teams that will obviously emerge winners from those 4 games, they'll play a very huge match in Wembley to see who obviously joins Coventry and Leeds. Now that means Gyökeres has a chance to obviously play against his former side if at all he joins the Premier League. But you all know that Arsenal is really working tooth and nail to get this deal done and dusted. And very soon we'll obviously see ourselves getting this to the normal. So we are waiting to see how things pan out. But let me tell you the truth. Arsenal is leading the race to sign this guy. Secondly, 65 to 70 million euros is the release clause. And we all know to it that the agents of Viktor Gyökeres have come out and released this news to Fabrizio Romano and David Austin, and that's why they obviously came up and did the needful. And tonight, I think they're playing Rio Ave. You know, he might obviously find himself scoring very many goals. And if you never knew, this guy known as Viktor Gyökeres is a goal-scoring beast. As we speak right now, he has played 29 games in the league with 34 goals and 6 assists. Champions League 8 games and 6 goals and 1 assist. Taça da Liga 3 games, 4 goals, meaning that he has in total played 40 games, right? And he has gone ahead to score 44 goals. That is this guy. And we talk about assists, they are 7 this season. That's what makes him one of the hot assets that are on the market. That's why Arsenal is working tooth and nail to get this deal done and dusted very, very soon. That is it. So from there, let's obviously go to the side of Liverpool and what their captain has to say about his future at Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk said, I've had so many things that I signed. I didn't sign all that. I was in contact with so many clubs. I was in negotiations up until the last month, and we found a way. For me, there was only one club, that was Liverpool. And by the way, Liverpool had 3 players they wanted to tie on to at least more 2-3 years, especially these ones, Virgil van Dijk and Salah, who were 30 plus years. And guess what? They've succeeded onto the 2 players, that is Salah and Virgil van Dijk. They've gone ahead, obviously, give them 2 more years on their contracts, and they've gone ahead to give them astronomical wages. And it is said that Virgil van Dijk is going to be earning £400,000 a week. Mohamed Salah is earning between £380,000 a week to £400,000 a week. And this should be a lesson to teams like Arsenal, because when I was traveling for Easter, I had some people say the problem is that Arsenal cannot offer that much to people like Saliba to keep them around. I told the people I was with that if Arsenal can't do that, they're obviously going to be losing these players to teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona, and other teams like City that can obviously pay that amount of money. If you're having a world-class player, trust me, you have to see to it that his salary is between £370,000 to £400,000. That is it. That means the likes of Saka, Saliba, Odegaard, and Declan Rice should be earning north that amount of money, I tell you. And for Liverpool, they've gone ahead to give Virgil van Dijk that amount of money, and I know he's worth it because he's a leader, he's a captain, and he's really one of the best defenders in the world. So if you never knew who this guy is, then get to know that he's really one of the plague defenders in the world and deserves it. Now, if they are giving Virgil van Dijk £400,000 a week, that means Arsenal should also raise the bar to £300,000 per week for Saliba, hold to 350 for now. But I tell you what, Saliba has reached that level of earning that much. But Virgil van Dijk is like, all those are really speculations, you know. I never obviously came up to say to it that I claimed for money, you know. It was always one club and it was always Liverpool, and he's like, I was to stay here. And they're into what we call the race to win the Premier League, and they should obviously continue winning. The more Arsenal wins, you know, the more the chances of the team known as Liverpool prolongs or protracts its time or its chance to win the league. Now, let's get to the La Liga. There is a game between Barcelona and Mallorca, and that game is really going to start some minutes from now. And guess what? Ansu Fati has found himself into the starting 11 for Barcelona. All for after how long, guys? You know, someone can remind me, when did Ansu Fati last start a game for Barcelona? Because he's non-starting games, and even most of the games don't make him to the bench, resulted into linking him to different teams all over the world. And today, this is the starting 11 for Barcelona. Szczesny in goal, Araujo right back, Fort left back, Garcia and Martinez central defense, Gavi and Pedri in the double pivot, Yamal Lamine right attacking midfielder, Ansu Fati left attacking midfielder, Dani Olmo playing as a central attacking midfielder, and Fernando Torres leading the line for the side of Barcelona, meaning that the manager is obviously having a very beautiful bench. If at all you want to know what bench Barcelona has: Paul Kubasi, Rafinha, Inaki Pena, Pablo Torre, Andres Christensen, Firmino Lopez, Paul Victor, Frankie de Jong, Jules Koundé, Diego Cohen, and Gerard Martin. And we want to eat that Lewandowski is injured, and the manager is like, we played on the weekend and we don't need to obviously go tough in here because we know what will obviously happen. But Ansu Fati has arrived in style, and he was really holding a flower, as you see him there. And in history of Barcelona, it's the very first time that Ansu Fati is starting the same game with Lamine Yamal. So we are waiting to see what will come out from this game of football, as these results will be really given to you no sooner these games come to an end. This is Rokani David, and this is the Rokani Media Football, and we are calling in for your reactions into the comment section below about what we've said about Viktor Gyökeres breaks silence on his Arsenal move, you know, and what are your thoughts about Virgil van Dijk on really rubbishing all the rumors that led to him signing a new contract? And lastly, can we have something to say about can we have your say about a guy called Ansu Fati starting for the very first time in the same game with Lamine Yamal? We out. Bye bye.